Baby, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll.
Baby, are you down for real? I get worried when I'm not with you. Go and tell me how you feel. Is it reciprocated when I miss you? Baby, are you down for
baby,
real? Or is
ladies
it just
and
talk?
gentlemen,
I can tell.
boys
Say
and
you love
girls,
me, but you
welcome
shut me
in.
out. Can't help
We
but
get ready
wonder if
here
there's someone else.
for another
I want confirmation, baby. I'm
amazing
insecure,
race
I'm crazy when we
here at
together in person.
HCK Beagles. We're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. We're going to get ready to go green flag racing here in just a little bit. These drivers loaded into the sim, ready to rock and roll, ready to put the work in here in this one. As practice coming to a close, we're going to get ready here for heat race number one. Heat race number one about to get ready to rock and roll here. Our first heat race of the evening about to come up. These drivers loading into the sim down pit side. We're going to get ready here for our starting lineup here in heat race number one. If you guys are just tuning in, you guys know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that God check and follow button as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose in just a few more moments. Oh, baby, it's good to be back. We took a couple days off, got a nice little mental reset, enjoyed, the last little bit of good weather here before, up here in Canada, it becomes snowy in a quick hurry, and it sucks. Wintertime sucks up here in Canada, so we wanted to make sure, we enjoyed the last little bit of the summer days that we kind of are experiencing here before, wintertime rolls around and everything else. A nice little mental reset, but we got a lot of racing action about to come up here between tonight, tomorrow, the next few days, and then throughout the month of October, more and more series keep on rolling in and just keep on getting bigger and better. Good evening, says Tower Operator. Good evening, my boy. How are ya? Tower Operator coming in, showing the love. HCK Beagles coming in with that like and the share. My boy Gregory Turner coming with that like. My boy Mr. Glenn Matthew. Mr. Glenn up in the house. How are you, Matthew? How are you, my boy? Mr. Glenn coming in, showing the love as well, smashing that like on the stream as we're going to get ready here for our first heat race of the evening. Things are just about to get ready. Things are just about to get wild here in this one. Joel Moore says good evening as well. Good evening, Joel. How are you? Joel coming in, showing the love. You guys are just tuning in. You guys know what to do. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the follow, or the subscribe button if you're watching over on YouTube, as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. Heat race number one is about to get underway. Heat race number one out there on the racetrack, getting ready to rock and roll here, as starting on the pole in this one. In the 6 machine, that is AJ Godseed. Is outside. In the HCK Beagles number 12, that is Austin Johnson. Starting in position number 3 in the Jack Daniels number 5, that is Steven Naylor, and his outside. In the one-stop motorsports ride, that is the 761 of William Fox. Starting on the inside, a row number 3 in the 42 ride, that's the Muehlberger Custom Homes number 42 of Kevin Winker. To his outside. In that 24 is Andrew Hainsley. Starting in position number 7 in the Budweiser number 4, that is Eric Stoy, into his outside. In that Ridge Power Sports number 87 ride, that is Jonathan Herbert. Starting in position number 9 in the 34 is Jesse Calloway, into his outside. Another one of those Muehlberger rides, as there is the 88 of Zachary Staton, and bringing up the rear of the field in the 469. It's the Ridge Power Sports 469 of Ryan Peterson. As we're going to go green flag racing here once again at Daytona International Speedway. Heat race number 1 underway here for the HCK Beagles, brought to you by South Georgia. I want to say this Power Sports or Motorsports, something like that, some sort of sport, as they come on board here as our main sponsor for the HCK Beagles. Man, already some good racing as these trucks get up the speed down the backstretch. You see them trying to go 3 wide here, as the 761 of William Fox is trying to waste no time, trying to split the middle and trying to jump up to lead this race. Things are going to get tight here down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He's finally going to get some help here, as I do believe that is Zachary Staton right there behind him in the Team America number 88 ride. Is that Malum Electric Machine, or not Malum, Mueller our custom homes, number 88 ride going to jump up and try to help that 761 ride towards the front of the field, but out in front leading lap number 1, it's the Budweiser number 6 ride of AJ Gonsi. Is Gonsi out in front, showing this field how to get it done. The 12 ride of Austin Johnson going to slide back. He's going to fall in line behind the 88 ride as that highway robbery most wanted number 88 ride right there in that second position now, as that high side lane getting some good bumps, some good pushes, and they're moving themselves forward. See the 42 ride of Kevin Winker right there. He's going to jump on board with that pack. He's actually going to try to look to the outside here of Austin Johnson, hoping to see his teammate there in the Team America number 88 truck jump up in front of him. He's going to look for a good shove now as teammates trying to work together here. Is out in front. It is Zachary Staten leading the way. Tammy Lee says Ridge Power Sports, 469 Peterson and 87 Herbert. Let's go, boys. Cheering on that number 469 and the 87 machine out there on the racetrack. There's a lot of fast trucks, a lot of good drivers here. My boy Ronski coming in, showing the love. What's good, Ron Scott? Ron Scott coming in, dropping that like on the stream. What's good, homie? How are you? How you doing? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. As man, the racing action just starting to heat up here in the Sunshine State of Florida. Is out in front. It is Zachary Staten, and right there behind him now is the 12 truck as the HCK Beagles machine of Austin Johnson now leading the way on the bottom lane, looking to try to lead that lap. He's going to lead that lap over the 88 ride of Zachary Staten, as now they're going to go 3 wide here again as some big pushes, and here comes Jesse Calloway in that tied number 34 ride from the field. So Jesse Calloway is going to jump up in front here. He's going to lead the way now in that number 80 or 34 machine. So he's trying to make some moves, trying to work himself to the front of the field. Now jumping down low, some contact. Around goes Winker. Winker down through the infield here. Definitely not how Kevin Winker wanted his evening to get underway here. There's some contact between him and the 12 machine of Austin Johnson. Sends them both down towards the infield. Unfortunately for Winker, nowhere even near that lead pack. Just starting to roll down there in quarter number 3 as our race leaders about to go through the tri-oval here is Eric Stoy now out in front as the white flag has been displayed. So one more time around here for Eric Stoy. Stoy's going to jump up to the high side, look to pick up a couple of his teammates here, hoping to try to work himself towards the front of the field. And don't look now, because here comes the Ridge Power Sports rides. Hang on, they're going to come together. A pair of them. There goes Ryan Peterson and Jonathan Herbert making some contact. It's down the backstretch. We got a little bit of a drag race here. The 4 and the 6 machine, the Budweiser rides up on the high side here as Eric Stoy and AJ Gonsi try to pick up heat race win number 1. But here comes that 34 of Jesse Calloway right down to the inside. Getting a good push here from the 88 ride of Zachary Staten and that 24 of Andrew Hainsley. It's going to come right down to the start-finish line. Some contact. Wrecking across the line, but it was all Jesse Calloway here in heat race number 1. Staten right there pushing him across the start-finish line. Eric Stoy, AJ Gonsi, Andrew Hainsley rounding out our top 5. Fox, Naylor, Johnson, Herbert, Peterson, Winker, and Gregory Turner rounding out the field there in heat race number 1. Wowzers, what a way to get things underway here in this one. As heat race number 1 coming to a close, we're going to get ready here for heat race number 2 as my boy Gregory Turner coming in, smashing that like on the stream. Let's go, my boy Gregory coming in, showing the love, hitting that like on the stream. If you guys haven't already, make sure you drop that heart reaction, hit that share button, hit that follow button. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that gosh heckin' subscribe button and the like button over there. Every single like, comment, share helps push the stream out to more and more and more people as we're going to get ready here for heat race number 2. Is heat race number 2 about to get underway as my boy Gregory Turner. Gregory coming in with the 100-star dono, setting it off over there on Facebook, coming in with the 100-star dono, coming in, showing the love. Much love, my boy. Huge shout out to Mr. Turner, the man with the plan, the guy behind the scenes that makes this all happen here for the HCK Beagles. His hard work and effort behind the scenes, making sure that this happens week in and week out does not go unnoticed for certain, as my boy Andrew Hainsley going to come in, showing the love with the like on the stream as well, dropping that thumbs up as we'll get this field stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here for heat race number 2 in just a few more moments as these drivers getting lined up down pit side. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here at Daytona International Speedway as Andrew coming in with that share on the stream as well, coming in, smashing that share button. V2R coming in, hitting that heart reaction as well, as we're going to get this field stacked up and ready to go here. Woo! Chat, we've already seen some crazy action. Heat race number 1. I'm assuming heat race number 2 is going to be nothing shy of that. We're going to see even more action here in this one. You know, that kind of just set the stage. Heat race number 2 has got to somehow one-up it. I don't know how they're going to do it with the finish we just had in that first heat race. I'm not sure how they're going to be able to get up there and make that a better finish than that right there. Andrew says, I'm the only one of 3 Hainsley Motorsports trucks running tonight. Oh, no. You're a lone duck, a sitting duck out there, Andrew. My boy, we feel for you. We feel for you. Hopefully you'll pick up, you know, a few helping hands out there on the racetrack without, you know, having to, you know, make any enemies out there. You know, you always want to make friends out there on the racetrack because they're always going to be there to help you out later on. You know, if they can trust you with pushing or trust, you know, pushing you and everything else, and making those, you know, nice little bit of friendships out there definitely doesn't hurt, especially when you don't have any teammates to help you out or to rely on, especially late in these races. Even though we've seen it with, you know, different races with a lot of trucks or cars getting destroyed and drivers losing teammates, you know, rather quickly in the race. You know, they're in that same seat where they don't really have any of that extra helping hand out there. They got to look for other helping hands out there with other teams and other manufacturers and everything else out there on the racetrack. Definitely makes your job a lot harder out there for certain on the racetrack. It's my boy Anthony Karp. Anthony coming in, showing the love with that like and the share on the stream as well. How are you, Anthony? Anthony coming in, showing the love as we get this field stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here as heat race number 2 is about to get underway. As you guys see, green flag in the air here is the 17 ride of Frank Ranger Jr. Going to see that green flag first. Cody Stanton to his outside is Stanton there in position number 2. You see Devin rolling, Dustin rolling right there as well. And then you see Mike Bearden? Hopefully I'm saying that right. Mike Bearden, Austin Hund, Derek Rowdy bucket out there, Joshua Moore out there on the racetrack as well. See Moore trying to split the middle, work himself up towards the front here. You'll see that one ride of Austin Hester, last week's winner there in position number 8 right now. As Ryan based right there, and Ambrose Kimball bringing up the rear of the field. There's already some contact here. A couple drivers coming together. That's Austin Hester and the 15 ride of Cody Stanton. As Stanton going to get into that one ride, and they're going to go around in some pretty heavy damage to both trucks. So we'll take a look here and see what happens between these two as they were wrecking back here in corner number 3 on this opening lap, as it looks like the one ride maybe coming up a little bit, the 15 kind of coming down. They kind of wash into each other, and unfortunately some pretty hard contact for both of those trucks. See body panels and everything else flying all over the place. Luckily enough, no one else getting tied up into it, but a rough start to heat race number 2 for those drivers. Is out in front here quickly in this second heat race is that 51 ride. It's the Mueller Custom Homes, the Mueller Custom Homes truck. The 51 ride of Joshua Moore out in front as Moore leads the way. Derek Rowdy Puckett in the 3 ride right there on his back bumper. Then you see that 73 Orion Base up there on the high side. Is Base looking to try to jump up here and maybe try to take this lead away. See some great side-by-side battles. You see Devin rolling and Dustin rolling right back there in position number 6 and 7 on the racetrack. So unfortunately, Ambrose Kimball losing that draft with the lead pack, sliding back farther and farther and farther. He's about 10 seconds off of our race leaders now as Mike Bearden down pit side. Cody Stanton already down pit side and down a lap, and Austin Hester also parked down pit side, but out in front. The battle is on as these guys continue to duke it out here at the front of the field. It's my girl Heather coming in, showing the love. What's good, Heather? Heather coming in, showing the love, says, yo, what's good, Heather, with the like on the stream. Ben, my dad coming in, showing the love as well. How are you, Dad? How you doing today? Daniel Worthington says, looks fun. They still taking drivers? I'm not 100% sure if they still are taking drivers for this series, Daniel, but this isn't a very long series. So there's only a few more weeks left of this series, and then they're getting kicked off with a new truck series. So if you're interested in that, shoot me a message. I can shoot you their Discord and everything else, and you can look into getting into some of their recruitment races and trying to get in and racing with these guys on a weekly basis. My boy Clifford Bellamy coming in with that like on the stream as well. Daniel Worthington coming in hitting that like on the stream as well. As out in front, it's now the Roland brothers if they made quick work. Coming from deeper in that pack to the front of the field here is Devin Rowland out in front. Dustin Rowland right there behind him as the white flag has been displayed. So one more time around for these drivers at Daytona International Speedway. The 7 and 78 ride as the 78 washes up the racetrack. A big wreck behind our race leader. Definitely what Devin Rowland wanted to see, but the last thing a lot of these other trucks wanted to see, Ryan Based in there, Derek Rowdy, Pocket, Austin Hund, as they're all getting it tore up down here in corner number 1 and 2, but out in front and all by himself, but not quite by himself, as here comes the W Energy number 17. Frank Ranger Jr. was able to somehow pick up that draft off the 7 truck, and he's right there on his back bumper. They're going to drag race back down to the start-finish line. It's the 7 ride down on the bottom side, trying to take the shortest way around the racetrack, but here comes the 17 on the outside, a photo finish here once again in heat race number 2, but it's Devin Rowland picking up heat race win number 2 on the evening. Frank Ranger Jr. trying to make that move. Coming home in second is Joshua Moore coming home in position number 3 with an absolutely tore up race truck. And they see Ambrose Kimball there in 4th. Austin Hund coming home in 5th. Cody Staten, Mike Bearden, Dustin Rowland, Derek Rowdy Puckett, Ryan Based, and Austin Hester rounding out the field there in our second heat race of the evening, as we're going to get ready here for our A-Main feature event. Our A-Main about to get underway here in this one. And man, oh man, oh man, 2 wild heat races, and I'm assuming we're going to see some more of that same action out there on the racetrack for this A-Main feature event, except for we're not going to split the field up. They're all out there. We're going to have, I do believe, 23 trucks start this A-Main feature event. So 23 drivers are going to go to battle and duke it out here for the win once again at Daytona International Speedway. Man, this has been an exciting night so far. These guys have been putting in a lot of work. We've seen a lot of carnage, a lot of tore up race trucks, and it's all about to be the exact same thing down here in this A-Main feature event. I'm assuming the worst, but hoping for the best. It'd be nice to see some good, 2-3 wide battles out there for a long period of time. And, we always got to worry about that big one. It's going to happen at some point in time. It may be a couple small wrecks towards the back of the field to get us kicked off, and then, later on in this race, when all the pressure's on and all these drivers are trying to get every single inch, trying to use every single run they can out there on the racetrack, that's when things get a little bit hairy, pushing 1 inch too far, taking that bump the wrong way or hitting the truck in front of you in the wrong spot can cause an absolute behemoth of a wreck out there on the racetrack. We've seen, multiple trucks get tied up. We've seen 10, 15, 20 different drivers tied up in the same wreck, which is virtually the entire field, and it could happen here once again tonight. Look at this field stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for this A-Main feature event. It looks like the 34 truck is unfortunately going to get an EOL to start this evening, as see that tied. Number 34 of Jesse Callaway headed to the rear of the field, and that's going to move Zachary Stanton up into the front row. Here's the Team America. Number 88 ride is going to start on the pole. To his outside in the 7 truck, our second heat race winner of the evening, that is Devin Rowland. And then in position number 3, the 4 ride, that is Eric Stoy. To his outside, the 24 is actually the 17 ride of Frank Ranger Jr. And then we see the 6 ride of AJ Godsey, the 17 of Frank Ranger's there. Joshua Moore. They're all kind of spread out here now. You'll see Andrew Hainsley up there starting in that 7th position. William Fox, the 04 of Ambrose Kimball, and the 95 ride of Austin Hund going to round out our top 10 as Stephen Naylor on the outside of the top 10 looking in here. It's Austin Johnson to his outside. They see Dustin Rowland, Jonathan Herbert, Ryan Bass, Derek Rowdy Puckett, Ryan Peterson, Cody Stanton, Kevin Winker, Mike Bearden, Austin Hester, and Jesse Calloway bringing up the rear of the field. That's 22 drivers going to get ready for the green flag here once again at Daytona International Speedway. As you came here for a show, well, here you go, as we're going to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation, as our A-Main feature event is underway from the beautiful Daytona International Speedway. Quickly, it's the 88 ride of Zachary Staten out in front of Staten, leads the way here. You see the 4 ride right there on his back bumper, trying to give him a good shove down through corner number 1 and out at corner number 2 as they're shifting through the gears, trying to get up to max speed. You see some teammates up there jumping to the high side as here comes Eric Stoy and AJ Gonzi looking to try to take this race lead away. They're going to jump up and leave the 88 ride of Zachary Staten high and dry as he's going to look for some push and help down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's going to wake the man up with that 24 ride of Andrew Hainsley to get that good shove that he needs from the draft of the 24 truck to stick right there to the back bumper of that 4 and 6 machine. Now in front, Eric Stoy is going to lead lap number 1 here in this one. We got blinkers. This is going to be fun to watch. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch, my boy Matthew. This is going to be a ton of fun. These guys make this always so interesting. Seeing these trucks move around the racetrack, seeing them trying to navigate through the draft and, you know, all the bumping and shoving and everything else that we see, you know, it makes it very, very interesting to see how they can handle these cars and how they can handle trying to get with their teammates and make some teamwork work here. To see that 7 ride of Devin Rowland getting a good shove here from the Muhlenberger Custom Homes number 51 truck of Joshua Moore. As Moore has been right up the front of the field here all evening long once again, trying to work himself towards the front of the pack as Frank Ranger Jr. kind of taking a little bit of a peek to his outside as 5 trucks lined up on the outside looking for a little bit more help as that bottom side is a lot more, you know, they're a lot more in sync here. You know, they're kind of all just chilling down there on the bottom side of the racetrack, the high side, taking that longer way around, trying to get that extra momentum and speed built up. But unfortunately, they're losing more and more ground. And now Frank Ranger Jr. is going to jump out of line. He's going to get freight trained up there on the high side of the racetrack, and he's going to slide back quite a way. As out in front, Devin Rowland leads them here in this one. Eric Stoy right there behind him. AJ Gonzi there in 3rd. Zachary Staten there in position number 4. He's the lead truck on that outside, but all it takes is one of those trucks down low to jump up in front of him and try to kill that momentum out of the 88 ride. If he gets a good jump up there on the high side, as now he's kind of teamed up with his teammate there with Joshua Moore. So getting some teamwork once again lined up in this one as see some more of those Muhlenberger Custom Homes rides deeper in the field. As you see Kevin Winker, usually one of those drivers right in the thick of it, right towards the front of the field, battling and duking it out. But early on in this one, he's kind of hanging out towards the back here as Jesse Calloway and Cody Staten, his other Muhlenberger Custom Homes teammate, they're in position number 21 and 19 on the racetrack. So let's wait to see how they can move forward. As out in front, this battle continues to rage on for the lead. Devin Rowland doing a great job holding them off, using that draft down low to keep that 7 truck out in front, but it's not quite enough as Zachary Staten getting a big shove up there on the high side. He's going to jump up and take that lead away and lead that time by the start-finish line. So the 88 machine of Zachary Staten now out in front, has his teammate Joshua Moore right there on his back bumper, trying to push him towards the front of the field. Then you see that baby blue number 73 truck now trying to jump at a line, maybe trying to make this 3 wide towards the front of the field, as here comes the Sea Shepherd number 73 machine of Ryan Bass. Is Bass looking to try to jump up here and take that high side away from the 88 truck. Unfortunately, that 3 wide battle starting to kill their momentum. Less trucks in line and everything else up there on the high side, and they're starting to slide back as they're going to kind of confirm once again here. They're going to try to jump back together and trying to make another run at it. Unfortunately, just not enough help through the middle and not enough help up there on the high side to make any of these big runs work, and trying to make it 3 wide is just out of question right now with not enough trucks trying to move around and jump up towards the front of the field. Yo, my boy Justin Cole coming in, showing the love. Justin coming in with a 50-star dono, coming in, setting it off, says, I'm going to get you here after a bit. Get with you here after a bit. Want to ask you some stuff? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hit me up. Hit me up. Shoot me a message anytime, brother. Madison coming in, showing the love as well. Says, let's go HR Racing. Cheering on the HR Racing boys out there on the racetrack. Gregory Turner, Hagen, Gavin Johnson in the comments as well, getting them all in. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button as we keep on rocking and rolling. As Joel Moore says, let's go, number 51. Joshua Moore. Janelle says, let's go, Ridge. Power Sports, number 469 and 87. Starting to see these trucks moving around more and more and more. You can see a lot of patience between some of them and a lot of impatience between others, knowing that they want to be at the front of this pack and leading the way here. Is at any moment in time, the big one could happen as they're 3 wide here, 2 rows deep at the front of the field. That's a good run up there on the extreme high side. That's Brian Bates still trying to make that third line work as they continue to bounce around the racetrack here. And the next thing we got to worry about is fuel mileage and who's going to be able to make it all the way on fuel as things get very, very tight down through the trial. That middle side starting to fall apart here. Unfortunately, losing the help is that 88 truck as he's getting bounced around here, working that middle side still. As it looks like the 73 Orion Base is going to jump up and use that third lane to his advantage. That 88 sticking strong, trying to use the side draft. Stay right there in position number 4 on the racetrack, but he's holding strong there with no pushing partners or anything else. I'm actually pretty impressed with the 88 truck as, oh no, there he goes, up into the fence, collects the 761. They're somehow going to keep it pointed in the right direction. No caution flag. Everyone keeps on rolling. Some pretty heavy damage there for Zachary Staten. Some pretty heavy damage for the 73 of Ryan Baste. And some pretty heavy damage deeper in the field as well. Was that number? Let me take a quick look here. The other truck that got tied up in that. That was William Fox in the 761 ride with a ton of damage. He's got Kevin Winker now behind him trying to help him out here. Pair of those Muhlenberger Custom Homes trucks still rocking and rolling deeper in the field. Unfortunately for Fox, he's going to fall all the way back into that 21st position. And Mike Bearden, unfortunately, in that 3 truck, sliding all the way deep in the field here in position number 22. He's lost the draft. He's 21 seconds back behind our 21st place driver, so he's going to have to make up a lot of ground here. As out in front, Eric Stoy continues to lead the way. AJ Godsey right there behind him as the Budweiser teammates out in front leading the way. Derek Rowdy Puckett there in 3rd. Devin Rowland in 4th. Andrew Hainsley in position number 5. They see Ryan Baste there in 6th. Zachary Staten there to the outside in 7th. You see the 78 truck, the 95, the 04, as you do see the 04 machine of Ambrose Kimball taking a dive down to the inside here down the backstretch. Letting a few more trucks go by him. Maybe saw something we didn't, or maybe getting ready to take a green flag pit stop here for that Marlboro Miller number 04 ride as he's going to lose the draft here altogether. He's going to fall back behind this second pack here. Fortunately, way off the pace down the backstretch. I'm not sure what may have happened here to the 04 of Ambrose Kimball, but definitely saw something brewing towards the front of the field that he did not want to be a part of. As things continue to heat up here once again as the 3 truck and Derek Rowdy Puckett going to jump up to the high side of the racetrack here. He's going to look for a big run. He's going to look to try to work himself towards the front of the field now in that 3 machine as we're going to quickly jump into a Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers. We're going to crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. girls as we see these drivers getting done there. First green flag pit stops here on the evening. Some green flag pit stops coming out, making these drivers work that much harder. We saw a couple of drivers have some issues, unfortunately, out there on the racetrack, but for the most part, everyone was able to keep it together and keep on rolling. We did see a couple trucks have some issues trying to get down pit lane, as we still see a couple drivers down there. You see Derek Rowdy Puckett back down pit side as the rest of the field kind of broken up now. Is out in front leading this race is Cody Staton, as Stanton out in front, Joshua Moore right there with him, and Kevin Winker they're in position number 3. They got a big lead here between themselves and our 4th place driver Steven Naylor, as Naylor is about 3.7 seconds back behind this lead pack of 3 trucks on the racetrack, and they're all the Muhlenberger Custom Homes rides as they currently run 1, 2, and 3 out there on the racetrack. It's Team America out in front, leading here at Daytona International Speedway. Steven Naylor right there in position number 4 as AJ Godsey, Eric Stoy, and Devin Rowland right there, as well as Rowland in position number 7 in that 7 truck. Then a little farther back, you'll see him come out of corner number 2. That is Austin Hund right there in position number 8. He's with the, who is that there in front of him? I do believe that is the 3 truck of Mike Beard right there with him. And then a big group of trucks right there trying to close in on that 2 truck pack as Austin Hester leading this second lane of drivers here as these guys continue to duke it out back there for that 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th position on the racetrack, as even 14th place driver Andrew Hainsley right there in that pack. And then 5 seconds back behind them, you see another little group here. This is how they were coming down pit side here. Unfortunately, some of them coming out in bigger groups, some of them not coming out in big groups at all. It all depends on who you come in with and who you come out with, as you see another one of those highway robbery most wanted trucks, the 88 ride of Zachary Stanton there in position number, I believe that is 16th position right now for the 88 truck, as some pit stops coming down pit lane and not having a lot of friends with them, and coming out with only a 3 truck pack coming back onto the racetrack, unfortunately losing their draft with everybody else here, and now quite deep in the field. But out in front, it's 3 of his teammates. Out in front, Cody Stanton leads the way. Joshua Moore right there in second, and Kevin Winker in position number 3 here in this one, as these drivers continue to do a wonderful job out there on the racetrack. And as my boy Gregory said, you know, I'd hate it if anyone was missing this. That is 100% true. This is some great racing action. This is definitely how you race around Daytona International Speedway. It's a lot about give and take, and it's a lot about, you know, teamwork and everything else. And when you see these good long green flag runs, you know that these drivers are going to have to do some green flag pit stops. We may see another one come up. I'm not sure if all these drivers will make it to the finish line or not, or if they'll have to come back down for another green flag pit stop. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Miss you, buddy. Can't wait to have you back on board. We appreciate your graphic designs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We love seeing graphics, Sonic graphic designs up in the chat, cheering these drivers on as well, being a part of the team here with HCK Beagles. Definitely looking forward to having them on board here for more and more and more of these wonderful, wonderful shows as these drivers continue to put on another wonderful show here for us in this one. Maybe not as exciting as what 2-3 wide will give us here, but the night is still young, and we are yet to see our first caution flag here of this A-Main feature event, which could happen at any moment in time. One truck going around could bring that caution flag out, especially with the field so broken up. But our front 3 drivers slowly but surely pulling away more and more here from Steven Naylor, AJ Godsey, Eric Stoy, and Devin Rowland, as fortunately, they're starting to lose touch more and more with our race leaders, almost 4 seconds back now with the front 3 as they continue to try to reel them in. May need a little bit of extra help here, trying to reel those guys in. Might need an extra truck or 2 to try to continue on towards the front of the field. Austin Hund and this 3 machine, unfortunately for Mike Bearden, already a lap down, so a tough break for the 3 ride, but he's right there with the 95 ride helping him out as they're running in the 8th position on the racetrack right now for Austin Hund. And then Little ways back there behind him, you see Austin Hester and Austin Johnson. Rounding out our top 10 is the HCK Beagles, number 12 ride in that 10th position. Now has Frank Ranger Jr. looking to his outside as this other row of trucks in this battle. You'd think they'd all work together and try to just catch the trucks in front of them in a quick hurry and try to build up some extra momentum and extra speed and downforce out there on the racetrack, but they want to race and they're looking to duke it out here with themselves as Austin Hester and Austin Johnson both going to slide back there a couple spots as Frank Ranger Jr. and Zachary Stanton are going to jump up into position number 9 and 10 on the track. You see that 761 ride of William Fox right there to his outside, the 469 of Ryan Peterson there, as well as they battle for that 9th to 14th position on the racetrack. Fortunately, not quick enough to really reel in our race leader as Cody Stanton still laying down some very fast lap times. Currently, him and the 42 rider, Kevin Winker, the two fastest trucks on the racetrack, laying down some crazy fast lap times. Kevin Winker last time by with a 47.65 on the racetrack here, a 47.65. And to put that in comparison, the driver leading the pack in the second little group here of AJ Godsey back there in position number 4. His last time by was a 48.28, so over half a second quicker for Kevin Winker in this lead pack than our second group of cars here with AJ Godsey, Eric Stoy, Devin Rowland, and Steven Naylor. So these guys unfortunately sliding back more and more. Would love to see a caution flag and reel those guys back in, as they may not be able to do it on the racetrack here without any extra helping hands back there behind them to build that extra momentum up, as these three just right there together, nose and tail, not giving an inch, continuing to push each other around the racetrack and continuing to find more and more speed out there and putting on a show here as they're now out in front by 5.4 seconds over this second pack of drivers. So the Muhlenberger Custom Homes rides did not come here today to mess around. We saw the 15 truck and the 42, early on, laying back deeper in the field. As here you go, you see them coming down pit side again. So these trucks headed down pit lane again. You see the rest of the field going to drive around them. So AJ Godsey is going to jump back up and take this lead back away as Joshua Moore, Cody Stanton, Kevin Winker all down pit side. Here comes Austin Hund as well down pit lane in the 95 truck. To wait and see if any more. Well, here we go. See Austin Hester coming in with a huge head of steam here. The one truck, I don't know if he got that thing slowed up in time. Austin Johnson right there with them. The 761 of William Fox down pit side, as well as so second round of green flag pit stops coming into play here, as out in front is the Budweiser ride of AJ Godsey, Eric Stoy right there with him, Devin Rowland in position number 3, Steven Naylor there in position number 4. We'll have to wait and see if they just stay out there for one additional lap. Looks like it, as they're all going to make that hard left-hand turn, and they're going to head down pit side as Eric Stoy fast down low on the racetrack. We'll have to wait and see if these drivers have any penalties for being too fast down pit lane, coming in with a whole head of steam here, trying to make something work, trying to make something happen. Down here with these green flag pit stops, trying to get every single second they can shaved off on our race leaders, and to wait and see how it all plays out, how it all cycles through. And we see, AJ Godsey, Devin Rowland, all these drivers staying out in front of that first pack that came down pit side. You see Zachary staying down pit side, but here comes Kevin Winker, Josh Moore, the 15 ride of Cody Stanton right there, as well as they're going to go around those guys. That's the difference between the first and second pack and what they pitted. So these guys are already up the speed here for Kevin Winker, Joshua Moore, and Cody Stanton, as they're already up the speed. Eric Stoy, AJ Godsey, the 5 ride of Steven Naylor and Dustin Rowland, unfortunately sliding back a little bit there is actually Dustin Rowland. Looks like he got up into the outside fence. Devin Rowland with a slow pit stop here. No one to draft with. Maybe helping that his brother in the 78 truck will slow down a little bit so they can kind of draft together. But so some different pit strategies varying here once again. But looks like right now the 42 ride of Kevin Winker would cycle back around to be our race leader here after these green flag pit stops. It could be all Team America at the front of the field late in this race, as out in front leading this last pack to come down pit side is Ambrose Kimball, Ryan Bass right there, Jonathan Herbert, and Andrew Hainsley. We'll have to wait and see if any of these trucks decide to maybe try to stretch it on fuel, maybe stay out on the racetrack, maybe run a little bit slower, but try to use some good teamwork and some good strategy here to maybe be able to make it to the start-finish line here and not have to make a second pit stop. You do see Andrew Hainsley, unfortunately, though, coming down pit side. Talked to Andrew beforehand. He was up in the chat, talked about how he didn't have any of his teammates in the field here this evening, so maybe not a lot of helping hands out there for the 24 truck, and he's going to have to come down pit side all by himself, and that's a bad thing you want to do, is you want people to come out of pit lane with to help draft right away. He's going to have to try to look for some drafting help and anyone he can once he comes back out onto the track, as Ambrose Kimball, Ryan Bass, and Jonathan Herbert continue to lead the way. They're getting chased down by another 3-truck tandem. That's Kevin Winker, Joshua Moore, and Cody Staten. Rounding out our top 6 in this one, Eric Stoy, AJ Godsey, and the 5 rider Stephen Naylor. Another 3-truck pack right there in 7th, 8th, and 9th. Devin Rowland, unfortunately, was with those guys before those green flag pit stops. Now sliding back in that 10th position, and no one to draft with for this 7 ride is going to hurt him quite a bit, as deeper behind him, you see the 95 ride of Austin Hunt. Hunt, no one to help him yet drafting either, as he's hoping for Derek Rowdy Puckett to catch up to him. Zachary Staten as well in the 88 ride to try to catch up to him. Then you see William Fox, Andrew Hainsley coming out there as well. Just no one around these guys to help draft. They're going to have to try to either drag the break or do something to try to find some extra drafting help to come together and work themselves towards the front of the field here. See the HCK Beagles number 12 ride pushing the back bumper of the 3 machine of Mike Bearden, as Bearden right there as well. Dustin rolling back out onto the racetrack in the 17 ride. Frank Ranger out there still. Austin Hester, unfortunately, back in the 19th position, has Jesse Calloway right there with him, and that 95 ride of Austin Hunt catching up to them as well. Hunt still on the lead lap, scored in the 11th position. Unfortunately for Austin Hester and Jesse Calloway, they're both scored a lap down here, as some more green flag pit stops. Ambrose Kimball down pit side, so isn't Ryan Bass and Jonathan Herbert, as that's going to forfeit the race lead once again back to the Muhlenberger Custom Homes rides of the 42 machine of Kevin Winker, Joshua Moore, and Cody Stanton, as they're out in front leading this way once again. The 15 ride just a couple truck lengths off his teammate's back bumper, but Kevin Winker and Joshua Moore definitely no strangers to leading the field here and working together, and that's why they teamed up here and putting on a show here for us in this one. Hoping for a nice solid 1-2-3 finish for the Team America crew. The 88 truck of Zachary Sand, unfortunately quite a ways back there, currently scored in the 12th position on the racetrack, all over the back bumper here of William Fox, as they're trying to get lined up together, trying to get some drafting working, trying to work themselves towards the front of the field. But man, some great racing action here at Daytona, and this one's clicking down in a quick hurry with no caution flags. Only 8 laps left to go in this race. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that follow or subscribe button, as we're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose here for a quick little Peacemaker Gaming crank it up, as we're going to jump right on board here with our second place driver Joshua Moore in position number 2 and get a look around this beautiful Daytona International Speedway. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the last thing these drivers wanted to see was this late race caution flag. 5 more laps left to go, and the caution flag is going to fly here at Daytona International Speedway as we'll stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing as we'll take a look back and see what brings out our first caution flag of the evening. Wowzers, our first caution flag coming out late in the race, as definitely not what these truck drivers wanted to see with the caution flag, as especially our top three out to a huge lead over the rest of the field, over 8 seconds over our our fourth place driver Eric Stoy. As see some contact right there, the 73 ride of Ryan Baste. Let's play it back just a little bit more. Ryan Baste all over the back bumper here of that number 1 truck of Austin Hester, and this looks like both kind of get a little bit of a bump there in the middle of the corner. Unfortunately, the one ride goes down the track, back up over the nose of the 73, which slides him up the track here. Nowhere to go for Hund, as Hund nowhere to go. The 95 truck going to get a good piece of him. Comes down the racetrack over the 7 ride of Devin Rowland. They're going to all kind of get tied together right here. The 73 truck spun all the way around here. Everyone else trying to keep on going. The 0-4 of Ambrose Kimball hard into the outside wall. So does in the 7 truck of Devin Rowland hard into the outside fence here, as well. As we'll take another look at this one in full speed and really see what happens and how quickly things can go astray here at Daytona International Speedway. How quickly a good night can turn into a bad night out there on the racetrack. Unfortunately, the 7 truck just nowhere to go. Just trying to hang on to it as we'll jump right on board here with our helmet cam of Devin Rowland and see what he sees as he just hangs on. Nowhere to go into the side of 95 and then just trying to hang on to it. Trying to get it down the racetrack, unfortunately slides back up and hard into that outside fence. Luckily not able to keep on rolling here, but a lot of damage as he'll have to take that thing down pit side and get some work done to it as we'll stack this field up, rack them up, stack them up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing. It's the last thing Kevin Winker wanted to see leading this race was a late race caution flag. Joshua Moore and Cody Stanton, his teammates right there behind him, definitely didn't want to see that caution flag either, as they were cruising away with the easy 1-2-3 finish here on the evening. But looks like they're going to have their work cut out for them as we're going to get ready to stack this field up and go back to green flag racing as Eric Stoy, AJ Godsey, Stephen Naylor, William Fox, Jonathan Herbert, Andrew Hainsley, Austin Hund, and the rest of the field desperately needed to see that caution flag, needed to see all these drivers come back together here and stack this field back up for them to have some room to be able to work themselves up towards the front of the field. Yo, Daniel Leader coming in with that hard reaction. Jay Burton coming in with that like as well. John Lofin coming in, showing the love as well. John coming in, hitting that heart reaction. My boy Caleb Ramsey. Caleb coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream, says, let's go. And the exclamation mark follow, which with the 639 days of being a follower here on Peacemaker Gaming. Huge shout out as well to my boy, Tommy Wheeler as well. Tommy, I did see those. We were in the crank it up. Unfortunately, my boy Tommy Wheeler coming in, hitting the like on the stream as well, coming in with that exclamation mark follow, which with the 647 days of being a follower here on Peacemaker Gaming. Absolutely insane. Former racer from Canada, Ontario, would love to get involved in some way, announcing, programming, advertising, race team crew. If anything, let me know. Pretty good at all racing games. Got knowledge of car setups, raced in dirt for 8 years. Thanks, Leader Racing number 30. Absolutely, get a hold of the HCK boys or shoot me a message on Facebook here. We can get you pointed in the right direction into joining some of the leagues here on iRacing or anything else. As man, it's always looking for more drivers to jump in and enjoy the fun out there on the racetrack. John Hughes coming in, showing the love as well. Hughes coming in, showing the love. I don't know what that noise just was. Something fell over. I don't even know what the fuck it was. What was that? Interesting. Probably my PC just blowing up or something. Who knows? My boy Matthew Glenn coming in with that exclamation mark followage as well with the 485 days. John Hughes comes in and says, Gregory Turner, you need a new engine builder? I think he might need a new engine builder. You know, you might need one. Pull in for the kid from Moxville, let's go. Stephen Naylor says Jay Burton, let's go. Moxville. All right, well, we got these drivers stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Here at Daytona International Speedway as the official iRacing pace car has those lights turned off. He's going to get ready to head back down pit side, and we're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose. Our closing laps coming right up here as our first green-white checkered of the evening going to get underway. Cautions do breed cautions in this field. Once again, stacked back on top of each other, side by side here, as out in front, Kevin Winker looking for a big push here from his teammates, and that's exactly what he's going to get. Cody Staten right there behind him, giving him a big shove. They're going to jump up in front of Joshua Moore, and Moore is going to try to join him here and try to pull away from the rest of the field. Eric Stoy, the 6 rider, AJ Godsey, and that 761 of William Fox, a not so quick as we're going to see our second caution flag fly. We talked about cautions breeding cautions, and here you go as our second caution flag is going to fly here this evening. Early on into our first green-white checkered. So that means we'll have to stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to do it all over again, as I do believe Austin Hester having some issues deeper in the field here. Austin Johnson going around as well in the 12 truck. So let's see if we can jump on board here. Austin Hester, where did he go? Or Austin Johnson in the 12 truck here, as they're a little 3 wide. Looks like he's going to try to jump up and split the 95 in the 24 truck here, and it's like he's just going to get up there and get a little loose and wash back down over the nose to the 73 of Ryan Bass. He's going to go for a bit of a spin, collects the 3 truck and Beard as well, and then we also saw Austin Hester have some issues here as well, as him and the 3 truck going to come together. That's going to collect the 73, the 17 as well. Caution flag already out, and these drivers hitting each other down the backstretch, trying to get everything they can out there and not letting off the gas pedal, trying to get every single run they can before that caution flag came out. Fortunately for some of them, some pretty good heavy damage. They'll have to take their rides down pit side. We'll stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing. And after a perfect restart here from Kevin Winker, Cody Stanton, and Joshua Moore, this is the last thing they wanted to see, was that caution flag coming back out here. They got a great restart over the rest of the field, and they were able to open up a little bit of a good lead over the rest of the pack, and they were pretty broken up and really not pushing too hard back there behind them. So they were looking pretty, they were sitting pretty there on that restart, looking to try to see that white flag and then the checkered flag. Unfortunately, caution flag coming back out down through corner number 1 and 2, is we'll have to stack them up, rack them up, get ready to go back to green flag racing. And now comes into the question here, is who's going to be able to have enough fuel left in the tank here? Is anyone going to have to come down pit side, or drivers going to have to try to get some extra gas into the tank here before we go back to green flag racing? Can they make it the rest of the way here with our second green-white checkered coming into play? May make that fuel strategy a little bit tighter, as you see the 42, the 15, the 51. They're all running down on the apron of the racetrack. What they're doing is trying to keep that fuel pickup filled with fuel out there on the racetrack, trying not to get up onto the banking here, not under, full throttle, as they're trying to keep the car a little bit more balanced, trying to keep that tank even and not having that gasoline slash around and create air bubbles or anything else for the restarts. They can keep their trucks down low, keep them level, keep that fuel pickup full of gasoline, and not having any kind of hiccups on this restart is a good way to try to keep your truck from maybe stalling out or having some issues out there on the track. So definitely some good work out there by those guys. See some other drivers throughout the field doing it as well. You see the 761 ride of Fox down there. He's running underneath there, underneath the banking. So isn't the 73 of Ryan Bass, as 73 truck pretty damaged up. Here's that Sea Shepherd's number 73 truck with some pretty good damage there on the left-hand side of that ride. As we'll stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. Tyrone says, sup? What's up, Tyrone? How are you? How are you, Tyrone? Coming in, showing the love. Mr. Glenn says, checkered flag under yellow. Not yet, but that is a possibility. I'm not sure. I think it might be only 2 tries here for the green-white checkers. I'm not 100% sure, but that's a good question. That is a very good question. Let me see if I can see from here or not. I don't think so. I don't think this will tell us how many green-white checkers we can have. That doesn't let us know, so that's going to be interesting to see how many green-white checkers we're going to have here. As you're going to see the lights turn off the official iRacing pace truck. That means we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing, this time by start-finish line. So these drivers have to make it all the way around, hit that green flag, and then they got to make it a full 2 laps back to the start-finish line here. You can still see some of them down low trying to use that lower banking to help their trucks out. So it's going to be very, very interesting. They're also not much, kind of new to iRacing, but been playing a bit now at B-Class. Let's go, brother. Let's go. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Is that B-Class for oval asphalt, or is that B-Class for dirt, or, you know, road course, or dirt road? Have you been experiencing, you know, the full, everything that iRacing has to offer for you, Tyrone? That's the big question. As long as you're having some fun out there on the racetrack, that's the biggest thing. As my boy John Fowler coming in, showing the love, says, "What's up, my man? What's up, John Boy? What's good, brother? How are you, John Boy?" Mr. Fowler coming in, showing the love, smashing that like on the stream as well. How are you, my dude? Coming in, showing the love. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow button if you're new here, and make sure if you're watching over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching over on Twitch, hit that follow button as well. So we get these drivers stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. The lights turned off the official iRacing pace car. He's going to make the left-hand turn back down pit side, and we're going to try to set these drivers loose once again for another green-white checkered finish. This is attempt number 2 on the evening. I'm not sure how many attempts we have at it before they finally throw that caution flag, but we're bound to find out if they can make it the whole way around the racetrack here without seeing another caution flag before this one comes to a close. Kevin Winker, Cody Stanton, Team America, 1, 2, and 3 on the racetrack, looking for another perfect restart here as they hit the Geico restart zone. Already some contact. Deeper in the field here. See Rowdy Puckett. Derek Rowdy Bucket going down through the infield here after some contact with the 0-4 ride. No caution flag as they keep on rolling, but now in front, Kevin Winker, Joshua Moore, and Cody Staten working together here once again. The Mueller custom home trucks, 1, 2, and 3 as Team America looking to try to pick up this checkered flag, but here comes the rest of the field. Eric Stoy right there in position number 4 in that 4 truck is the Budweiser machine. Looking down low, looking for a big run here underneath our race leaders. Here they come with a big push as AJ Gotzi not letting off, continuing to push him and his teammate straight to the front of the field. The 761 truck right there with them, trying to get some help as here comes the other Team America ride, the 88 ride of Zachary Staten, as Staten trying to jump up there and help his teammates out as the white flag has been displayed one more time around. Daytona International Speedway, and this is what we've been waiting for. This is the final lap, and it's a drag race back to the start-finish line. Team Muehlberger, Team America up there on the high side. The Budweiser machines down on the bottom side as they're going to run down the backstretch. 2 by 2 by 2 down into corner number 3. The edge going to the high side here. But here comes the 51 ride. Joshua Moore says, you know what? No more sharing it here at the front of the field. Some contact. The Muehlberger ride's going to come together. Kevin Winker, Joshua Moore tied up to it. They're still going to run back to the start-finish line. It's upside down. Goes the 87 ride down across the start-finish line. It's the Budweiser Crew. Eric Stoy and AJ Gotzi going to come across the start-finish line in first and second, and they're going to steal this victory away from the Team America rides. That's Cody Staten right there in third, and Zachary Staten coming home in fourth. William Fox rounding out our top 5. Stephen Naylor, Devin Rowland, Ryan Bates, Andrew Hainsley, and Austin Johnson going to round out the field. As the big one happens here on the white flag lap as our race leaders come together. Unfortunately, nowhere to go there for Kevin Winker, as I think they were just trying to block that bottom lane here. The 51 ride decided to jump down low, says, you know what? we're going to take this bottom lane and the top lane and duke it out between each other. And Kevin Winker and the 51 ride having a great plan leading both the lines here late in this race. Unfortunately, though, we're going to see a little contact here between the teammates. There's the move down to the bottom side here for the 51 ride. Kevin Winker right there as well. They're all going to start to get tight together. Unfortunately, it looks like Winker getting a bump there from the 50 ride, their other teammate. Down low, and you see a huge hit there for the 87 ride, but a tore up 42 for Kevin Winkers. The rest of the field driving around him. His teammate Joshua Moore down the infield here. Tons of damage on that truck as well. We'll take a look here on board with Jonathan Herbert and see what Herbert sees from the truck seat here of this 87 ride, as he was riding right around the 8th position, 9th position on the racetrack here, and then just nowhere to go for that Ridge Power Sports number 87 ride. Sees it happen, tries to drive down low underneath of it, and Kevin Wanker comes around and gets a good piece of him, and then gets ran over from behind up into the outside fence and hang on to it from that point on. We're just hoping and praying to keep the truck pretty clean, and fortunately getting hit again here as well from Jesse Calloway. Gonna get spun around again before even hitting that start-finish line, so a tough break there for that driver as well. As our race winner, the 4 truck of Eric Stoy, down here on the front stretch, burning it down. The 4 machine having himself a great run and a great race here. Without those late race caution flags, I don't know if he would have been able to jump up and make anything happen. They were about 8 seconds behind our race leaders before that first caution flag of the evening late in this one, but that's all he needed was those couple caution flags, get his teammates stacked together there, and get the runs they needed late in this race to make it happen. Being able to avoid the big one down in corner number 3 and 4 and to park it down here in victory lane, as we're going to get ready to jump up into the broadcast booth here with our race winner in just a few more moments. Whew, chat, what a race. What a run. Tyrone says oval only. Okay, that's decent. Oval only. Hey, you know what? There's so much to iRacing, and you got all the time in the world, but it's always fun jumping in, trying the other things as well. It's all a lot of fun. It's very difficult jumping between them and trying to figure them all out. It's definitely pretty crazy, but it's a lot of fun going from, the asphalt oval to the dirt oval to, the road courses on pavement to the dirt road courses. It's a lot of fun, and definitely gives you an aspect into the different sides of racing in North America and everything else, and it's a ton of fun. Green flag gonna be crazy. Let's go. Yes sir, that was a crazy finish right there. That's a crazy finish. Jay Burton says great finish. Congratulations to Mr. Stoy picking up the checkered flag. Man, what a run, what a race. If you guys haven't already and you guys enjoyed that action, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow or subscribe button, as we're gonna get ready to pull our race winner Eric Stoy up into the broadcast booth here for his post-race interview. Hey, Eric, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yeah, I do. I'm right here.
Eric, man, oh man, take us back through this one. We saw a long green flag run early on here in this race, in which case, we saw a lot of green flag pit stops. And the field getting pretty broken up there. You guys were quite a ways back behind those Muehlberger Custom Homes rides, trying to catch up to them. Back there in that 4th position, you and your teammates trying to work together. Unfortunately, just couldn't find enough help out there on the racetrack to really reel them in. Needed that caution flag. Get that caution flag. Obviously, the second one coming out there as well. You guys keep it clean, but you guys right there ready to pounce on that second green-white checkered finish. And you're able to make it count there, keeping out of trouble, keeping your cars down the bottom side to avoid the big one through corner 3 and 4 on that final lap, and to be able to drive across the start-finish line in position number 1 with your teammate right there behind you, pushing you across the start-finish line. It's got to feel pretty good, man. But take us back through this race and, what was going through your mind and through your emotions here throughout this race, with the highs and lows of, being so far back and trying to catch up to them, but just not having that momentum.
Yeah, like especially with those green flag pit stops, it just everything gets spread out. Your mind just kind of gets, you get in that boring stage, like you're just hoping and praying for that caution. It finally came out. I know gas was questionable for a lot of people. Probably one more caution there, we probably would have had to pit. Luckily enough, there wasn't one. You got to keep your foot on foot on the gas in the last few laps. No matter what, gotta go through it. Yeah, it was crazy. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I gotta thank my teammate AJ for pushing me where I need to be, and overall, it was just a fun race. Enjoyed every second of it.
Absolutely looked like everyone was having a blast out there on the racetrack and trying to use some fuel strategy, trying to use everything that you can out there, to be fast and to keep yourself in position to win it. And you guys did exactly that. Just kept your heads in it, kept your foot in it, and were there late in the race to make that move and be able to pick up this checkered flag and beating so many great, talented drivers back there behind you is going to feel pretty good here once again.
Oh yeah, it does. Especially picking up a win at Daytona. Like, who doesn't want to win there?
Absolutely. They don't call it the World Center of Racing for nothing. As Eric, my boy, a great run, a great race. You park it down here in the Daytona International Speedway victory lane. Who would you like to thank here for such a great run and strong performance this evening?
Hey, I want to thank you for doing what you do, for just coming out here and watching all these great racers race. I would say thank you to my teammates, especially AJ, for pushing me to the win, and Bush Light.
Beauty. Well, Eric, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on the great run. We're going to get ready to pull your teammate up here into the broadcast booth, but hopefully we'll see you guys back up here in the broadcast booth a few more times here before this series is over with, as I know you guys are right there in contention trying to, maybe pick up some more checkered flags and trying to pick up that championship when the final checkered is thrown.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, my boy. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and don't party too hard down there in Victory Lane.
Yeah, thanks.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Eric Stoy, as Eric parks it down here in Victory Lane, as we're going to get ready to pull in his teammate, AJ Gonsi. As AJ coming home here in position number 2. We're going to get ready to pull that number 6 truck up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Hey, AJ, it's Aaron up here at the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth to get a copy.
I got you.
AJ, man, a great run, a great race. We just talked to your teammate Eric Stoy and talked about how difficult it was there with that green flag run, a couple green flag pit stops, being so broken up out there on the racetrack where you guys were so far back behind the race leaders, just desperately needing that caution flag. You finally get it, and then we see you guys make your move here on that final lap, getting those big runs, working yourself down to the inside of the racetrack to, basically jump up and battle door to door with the Mühlberger rides, as they were out in front for a lot of laps here this evening. Obviously, we saw the 51 ride come down in front of you guys, try to block that bottom lane from you guys jumping up and around them. Unfortunately, him and Winker come together, make some contact, get up the racetrack. You two were able to squeeze right by underneath of them there and come home with a solid 1-2 finish and kind of steal this one away from the Mühlberger machine.
Yeah, well, I feel like in the beginning of the race, before pit stops even started, we was in control of the race. And then on the pit stops, we couldn't get tightened up together quick enough to make any ground up. But I knew once we got a caution there that we had a chance to win it.
Absolutely, and we talked with your teammate Eric about, him having you right there behind him throughout this race. The teamwork between the two of you is continuing to push each other towards the front of the field here and making those moves late in the race. He talked about how happy he was having you right there behind him, pushing him across the start-finish line. I'm sure you'd like to have the roles reversed one of these nights, but still got to feel pretty good knowing that you guys come home 1 and 2 here this evening with so many great, talented drivers back there behind you.
Yeah, first or second don't really matter to me as long as we get a win for the team. That's all I care about.
Absolutely, AJ. Well, great run, a solid performance here for you and your team as you come home here in position number 2 yourself. AJ, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance out there on the racetrack?
Just teammates, Naylor, Stoy, and of course the guys with HKC Beagles that put this on.
Absolutely. Well, AJ, congratulations on the second place run. Hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth next week. Maybe one spot better. Maybe roles reversed between you and your teammate. We'll see you up here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your evening. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, AJ Gonzi. Is AJ coming home here in position number 2. Another big run, another big race there for the 6 machine coming home in position number 2 as we're going to get ready to pull in our third place finisher. Already our third place driver here, the 15 machine of Cody Staten, as Staten coming home here in position number 3. And a solid run going all evening long, and coming home in third and fourth here with his brother and his teammate Zachary Staten right there behind him. Definitely not how they wanted this one to finish, as him and his other 2 Muhleberger Custom Homes teammates were, running, 1, 2, and 3 for so many laps together, looking to try to drive away to an easy 1, 2, 3 finish in this race before that first caution flag was thrown. So I'm sure we're going to hear from Cody here and get his side of things with, those late race moves and, the heart drop that they must have felt when that caution flag came out. Knew that all these other great talented drivers were going to be right back to their rear bumper, and what was going to be an easy checkered flag for them turned out to be a very difficult finish to this race, as we'll get the 15 ride into the broadcast booth. Hey Cody, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth to get a copy.
Yeah, how you doing?
Not too bad, Cody, my boy. A great run, a great race here for yourself this evening. We were just talking to Chad about, the roller coaster of emotions that you and the rest of your Muhleberger teammates had to feel out there on the racetrack, looking to try to, cruise away to a nice, easy 1, 2, 3 finish here before that first caution flag came out, and the heart drop that you guys must have felt there when that caution flag came out late in this race, knowing that so many great talented drivers were going to get, rolled right back up to your rear bumper, and having to battle late in this race after cruising there for a little while with some great pit stops and great pit strategy to give your guys such a big lead here at Daytona for all those green flag laps.
Yeah, it was tough when that first yellow came out because we were just gonna go 1, 2, 3 at the end, and we wreck across the stripe, and then comes out and we're all fighting each other at the end, and just got a bad push on Kevin and turned him into my other teammate Josh, unfortunately. So that one's on me, but we'll move on to the next one and see if we can go get our 1, 2, 3, 4 that we're still chasing after. So
absolutely, definitely still trying to chase that one down, as you guys were working together here all evening long, and then late in this one, just when the momentum's high and everyone's shuffling around, is that one extra little bit of a bump we talked about here throughout the evening, is that's when the big one could happen, and fortunately it did. You get into the back, your teammate, as he said, which drives Winker down the track into Moore, which puts them both up into the outside fence. Then Mayhem back there behind them. You're able to keep your foot in the throttle, though, and keep on rolling. And, you have your brother right there behind you as you guys go across the start-finish line. Still coming home with a solid third-place finish here for yourself, but definitely a defeated race out there for you guys after, being so dominant throughout this race and leading so many laps as well.
yeah, definitely not the finish that we were looking for as a team, but at least we got 2 of us through the end of that, and good night for the Staten boys all around. So hopefully we can get everybody up there next time.
Absolutely, Cody. Well, congratulations still on a solid third-place finish here for yourself, man. Who would you like to thank for such a strong run and great performance here throughout the evening?
Big shout out to Bruce Muhleberger for sponsoring us as a team and hanging out with us all night. He's always in the chat just listening and watching the broadcast and having a great time. So big shout out to him, and shout out to my mom and grandpa, guys, if you guys are watching. Hope you guys have a good night.
Absolutely. Well, Cody, congratulations on a solid third-place run. Hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth next week, maybe a couple spots better, and down here in Victory Lane yourself.
You bet. Thanks,
enjoy
guys.
the rest of your evening. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third-place finisher, Cody Staten, as Staten coming home here in position number 3. A great run and a great race there for the 15 ride. You can definitely hear that he definitely didn't want to get into his teammate late in the race like that through corner 3 and 4 and cause that big wreck, and unfortunately taking out a pair of his teammates that had golden opportunities there to maybe pick up the checkered flag here this evening. But nonetheless, a great run and a great performance there by all these drivers throughout the evening to really only see you know, 2 caution flags, only 3 wrecks throughout the evening. You know, a couple small ones for those first couple caution flags, and then the big one there late in this one when all the money's on the line, all the pressure's on. Coming down to the checkered flag through corner 3 and 4, seeing the flagman hold the checkered in his hand, you know, all that pressure and just getting into each other there and causing the big one there on the final lap. But, man, nonetheless, that's how you get it done out there on the racetrack, man. A lot of great green flag laps, a lot of good pushing and shoving, a lot of good teamwork, and a lot of good racing out there, even between, you know, other competitors and other teams working together, trying to help each other out, trying to get to the front of the field, trying to have good evenings here. And, you know, we saw some great racing and some great action out there on the racetrack, and can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, man. Obviously, can't thank, you know, HCK Beagles enough for bringing me on board to be the broadcaster here for the series. Can't thank, you know, all the drivers who, you know, tune in and show the love throughout the streams, and then obviously all the drivers that show up and put in the work and the time and the effort and everything else, you know, week after week after week out there on the racetrack. They're the main reason that this is all happening. Is if there's no drivers, there's no racing. So it's always down to those guys and them showing up and putting on a show here for us each and every single week. And obviously a huge thank you to everyone up in the grandstands as well, cheering these guys on, tuning in, showing the love. Whether, you know, you're cheering on one of the drivers in here, you're just tuning in to hear me or see me or chit-chat with me or anything else, I appreciate you all tuning in and showing the love here throughout this one, coming in with the likes, the shares, the comments, and everything else. Any of the new subscribers or followers, once again, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker Crew. If you guys haven't already, even if you're re-watching this, make sure you hit that like button, drop a couple comments, hit that share button. Even if it's a couple days after the live, every single like, comment, and share helps push the stream out more and more and more to more people, and that's what we want to do, is continue to just keep on growing more and more and more. Not only myself, but every single league that we broadcast as well, as we want to see these get filled up and see a ton of cars and a ton of action and a ton of fun out there on the racetrack week after week after week. And now that summer's coming to a close, real life racing's coming to an end, that winter time's rolling around, and that's when the action really picks up, and we see some big fields and a lot of drivers jumping back into the sim, and we look forward to it, and we're primed and ready for it, chat. We're primed and ready for it, as my boy AJ Gonsi coming in, showing the love, hitting that like on the stream as well. AJ coming in, showing the love, smashing that thumbs up. But listen, thank y'all for tuning in. An absolutely amazing evening of racing action. These guys put on another wicked show here for us. I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, and I will see you guys all back here tomorrow for some more, probably some more racing action ourselves. Maybe a couple broadcasts as well throughout the middle of the day. Maybe throw a couple random videos together or anything else, and start getting that content pumped out there more and more and more once again, as the grind never stops here on Peacemaker Gaming. But listen, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys all back here tomorrow. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! What a race, what a show, what a drive. So we're going to get some, let's get some Oliver Anthony music up into the chat right now. Let's
If it weren't for my old dogs and the good Lord, they'd have me strung up in the psych ward. 'Cause every day living in this new world is one too many days to me. Son, we're on the brink of the next world war, and I don't think nobody's praying no more. And I ain't saying I know it for sure. I'm just down on my knees begging the Lord, take me home. I just wanna go home. I don't know which road to go. It's been so long. I just know I didn't used to wake up feeling this way, cussing myself every damn day. People have really gone and lost their way. They all just do what the TVs say, and I wanna go home. Seven generations farming the ground. Grandson sells it to a man from out of town. 2 weeks later, the trees go down. Only got concrete growing around, and I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I don't know which road to go. It's been so long. I just know I didn't used to wake up feeling this way. Well, cussing myself every damn day. There's always some kind of bill to pay. People just doing what the rich man say, and I wanna go home.